Okay, hello guys. Welcome back. It's been a few days. I think the last day that I read was Friday. I got really sick. I don't even know exactly how I got sick. Just some bug going around, and as you can see, I lost my voice. It's coming back. I was gonna wait another day to see if I could get it fully back, but this would be, let's see, Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and this is Tuesday. It would be 4 days that I haven't read, and I don't want it to become a routine of me not reading. I just feel convicted not reading, so I just ask for some grace, as today I'm going to read Exodus chapter 6, King James, and the Message version in one video with a partially raspy or something voice. But let's just get right into it. This is Exodus chapter 6, King James Version. When the Lord said unto Moses, Now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh. For with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out with his hand. And God spake unto Moses, and said unto him, I am the Lord, and I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty, but by my name Jehovah was I not known to him. I have also established my covenant with them, to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers. And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage. And I have remembered my covenant. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord. And I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondage, and I will redeem you with a stretched out arm, with great judgments, and I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a God, and ye shall know that I am the Lord your God, which bringeth you out from under the burden of the Egyptians. And I will bring you unto the land concerning the which I did swear to give to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, and I will give it to you for a heritage. I am the Lord. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Go in to speak unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that he let the children of Israel go out of his hand. And Moses spake before the Lord, saying, Behold, the children of Israel have not hearkened unto me. How then shall Pharaoh hear me? Whom am I uncircumcised lips? And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, and gave them a charge unto the children of Israel, unto the Pharaoh king of Egypt, to bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. These be the heads of the fathers' houses, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, Hanach and Palu, Hezron and Carmi. These be the families of Reuben. The sons of Simeon, Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, and Jachin, and Zohar, and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman. These are the families of Simeon, and these are the sons of Levi according to their generations, Gershon, and Kohath, and Merari, and the years of the life of Levi were 137 years. And the sons of Gershon, Libni, Shimi, according to their families, and the sons of Kohath, Amram, Izhar, and Hebron, and Uziel. And the years of the life of Kohath were 133 years. And the sons of Merari, Mahali, and Mushi. These are the families of Levi according to their generations. And Amram took him Jehobed, his father's sister, to wife, and she bare him Aaron and Moses. And the years of the life of Amram were 137 years. And the sons of Izhar, Korah, and Nepheg, and Zichri, and the sons of Uziel, Mishael, and Elzaphan, and Zithri. And Aaron took him Elisheba, daughter of Amminadab, sister of Nahshon, to wife, and she bare him Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. And the sons of Korah, Issar, and Elkanah, and Ebiasaph. These are the families of the Kerhites. And Eleazar, Aaron's son, took him one of the daughters of Putiel to wife, and she bare him Phinehas. These are the heads of the father of the Levites, according to their families. These are that Aaron and Moses, to whom the Lord said, Bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt according to their armies. These are they that which spake to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring out the children of Israel from Egypt. These are that Moses and Aaron. And it came to pass on the day when the Lord spake unto Moses in the land of Egypt, that the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I am the Lord, speak thou unto Pharaoh king of Egypt all that I say unto thee. And Moses said before the Lord, Behold, I am uncircumcised lips. How shall Pharaoh hearken unto me? I'm going to go right into Exodus chapter 6, the Message version. God said to Moses, Now you'll see what I'll do to Pharaoh. With a strong hand, he'll send them out free. With a strong hand, he'll drive out his land. God continued speaking to Moses, reassuring him, I am God. I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as the strong God, but by my name, God, I am present, is not known to them. I also established my covenant with them, to give them the land of Canaan, the country in which they lived as sojourners. But now I've heard the groanings of the Israelites, whom Egyptians continue to enslave, and I remembered my covenant. Therefore tell the Israelites, I am God. I will bring you out from under the cruel hard labor of Egypt. I will rescue you from slavery. I will redeem you, intervening with great acts of judgment. I'll take you as my own people, and I'll be God to you. You'll know that I am God. your God, who brings you out from under the cruel hard labor of Egypt. I'll bring you into the land that I promised to give Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and give it to you as your own country. I am God." But when Moses delivered his message to the Israelites, they didn't even hear him. They were so beaten down in spirit by the harsh slave conditions. Then God said to Moses, "Go and speak to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, so that he will release the Israelites from the land." Moses answered God, "Look, the Israelites won't even listen to me. How do you expect Pharaoh to? And besides, I stutter." But God again laid out the facts to Moses and Aaron regarding the Israelites and Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And he again commanded them to lead the Israelites out of the land of Egypt. These are the heads of the tribes. The sons of Reuben, Israel's firstborn, Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. These are the families of Reuben. The sons of Simeon, Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar, and Saul, the son of a Canaanite woman. These are the families of Simeon. These are the names of the son of Levi in order of their birth: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Levi lived 137 years. The sons of Gershon by family: Libni and Shimei. The sons of Kohath: Aram, Ezar, Hebron, and Uziel. Kohath lived to be 133. The sons of Merari: Mali and Mushi. These are the sons of Levi in order of the birth. Amram married his aunt Jochebed, and she had Aaron and Moses. Amram lived to be 137. The sons of Izhar: Korah, Nepheg, and Zachary. The sons of Uziel: Mishael, Elzaphan, and Zithri. Aaron married Elisheba, the daughter of Amminadab, the sister of Nahshon, and she had Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. The sons of Korah: Isir, Elkanah, and Abisaph. These are the families of the Korahites. Aaron's son Eleazar married one of the daughters of Pudiel, and she had Phinehas. These are the heads of the Levite families, family by family. This is the Aaron and Moses whom God ordered. Bring the Israelites out of the land of Egypt, clan by clan. These are the men, Moses and Aaron, who told Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to release the Israelites from Egypt. I'll make you as a god to Pharaoh. And that's how things stood when God next spoke to Moses in Egypt. God addressed Moses saying, "I am God. Tell Pharaoh, king of Egypt, everything I say to you." And Moses answered, "Look at me. I stutter. Why would Pharaoh listen to me?" Okay, so that's the end of this chapter 6 of Exodus. Moses is deeply doubting. So far, nothing's really making a lot of sense, even though God is declaring all of this. I don't blame him. you're human, and being human, when you don't see things working out so well, it's very discouraging. And when it comes to something like this, slavery and bondage, and being up against all these odds that seem impossible, I can understand why there would be some doubt and being anxious and fearful and just the no confidence. Not even in himself, Moses, I mean. And the Israelites don't believe him either based on these same circumstances. But God hasn't even done anything yet. It's very important that you know that. He hasn't done anything yet. He even says in verse 1 of this chapter 6, "Then the Lord said unto Moses, Now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land." He's saying it, so it's got to be. It gets to a long point of in your relationship with God some people are able to just believe, but I think it's kind of rare, at least from what I've seen. A lot of times, I don't think you should beat yourself up about having doubts and not even necessarily looking to God and believing him when all these circumstances are seemingly impossible. But this all comes with having a relationship with God in the first place. In many ways, I notice that he will let things kind of pile up and seem impossible. Also that he can show you that it's him and give him the glory, all of that. Just how powerful he is and that he is God. There's the saying, "Be still and know that I am God." And I find myself nowadays, probably within the last month or two, really reiterating that in my own head, that knowing that he is God, knowing who God really is and how powerful he is, and really letting that really marinate in your mind and your heart and your soul, that he's the creator of this. He's in control. And if you're in a relationship with him and you know him, this is one of the most important things that you should know and really believe. Him being in this creator, him being the one in control and of all of this, even the things that seemingly are going wrong in this world. And I mean on a grand scale, not just the minuscule scale of your life in your day-to-day. There's like wars and everything happening right now. And the politicians, I can't even get into that. And it's not just the United States of America. But I'm not going to go there. The reason I'm even bringing that up is to let you know that God sees everything and he knows already what's going to happen. It's in this book that we're reading. He tells you that he knows that this will happen. And it's been written such a long time ago. These things that has been prophesied. And I say all that to say that despite the fact that things do look really dark and dreary these days, or they just don't seem as bright or hopeful as they used to on a grand scale, or even in your everyday life or circumstances, because there are people dealing with so much in their life circumstances where their life and their livelihood, their health is threatened all the time, and it feels like God's so far away. And believe me, I know what all of that is like. More than you could ever know. Some people will judge me by like my appearance or something and think that I don't know anything about like suffering. Guys, when I say I've had a real lifetime Job experience, I really have. But I've also learned, because I know God and I'm growing in my relationship with him all the time, I'm learning to really understand and trust in his words. Just like he's saying here in Exodus 6. He said he's going to deliver them. He says he's going to have Pharaoh drive them out. And it just seems like, how are we going to get from the point that we are now to this thing that God's talking about? But God is already here, and he's saying that he's going to help them. He's even giving them line by line what they should even say, let alone giving them forecasts of the future. And you can find forecasts of your future and declare them over your life in this book too. God's words never come back void, and I think that's a big important reason why you should read it. Read this book so that you can learn what his promises are, not just learn who he is, even though that's so important, but learn about his promises, learn about his ways so that you can incorporate it into your life. And it doesn't mean that your life's going to be perfect because you're doing that. You're going to get spiritual warfare. But when God says something that's going to be, it's going to be. And it could take a while, but it's going to be. Believe me. So, and it can be hard, especially if you're waiting a long time and things just seemingly get worse and you're hurt. You know, you're emotionally and just in your life hurt because you haven't seen God really show up in that way yet that you've been awaiting. Well, make sure that it's in his will first off. And for sure, his will isn't for you to suffer. You know, he doesn't have plans to harm you. It says that in this book. He doesn't have plans to harm you, but to give you hope and a good future. But you got to find out what those hopeful promises are by reading this book so that you can declare them and really believe in them and remind yourself of them. Whenever, you know, things get really tough and challenging in life and you want to just turn back or give up, don't give up, okay? So it's a big reason why I've come on here today, even though I'm losing my voice and my throat is starting to itch, and I'm going to have to close this out soon today with hopes that my voice will be in a better place tomorrow. God has been watching over me. I've been really sick, guys, and he's given me a lot of grace over the last few days to recover, and I'm just very grateful that the recovery didn't take too long. I'm pretty much at the tail end. So I say all that just to say, let's see what God really does. You know, he said he's going to, you know, have that strong hand. And there's another part in here that just stood out to me. Verse 3, and I appeared unto Abraham and to Isaac and unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty, but by my name Jehovah was not known to them. So he never really told them his name or something. Not really sure exactly. And I'm going to kind of pop over to the scriptures because the scriptures is one of the best translations from Hebrew that you can find that uses a lot of the original names. And yes, the original names matter. I had a conversation with one of my subscribers, and they're great. Shout out to you. God bless you. I love you. And it got me really thinking about it because when I'm studying, his name pops up so many times. And I'm just going to read here in the scriptures. You can find it in the YouVersion app as well as buy it, you know, from really anywhere you Google it, Amazon as well. But the scriptures, you can find it under TS 2009 and the YouVersion Bible app for free. And I'm going to just read that. It says in verse 3, and I appeared unto Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob as El Shaddai, and by my name Yahuwah, or Yahweh, or Yah, it's at least Yah if you can get that far, was I not known to them. So he's saying that they didn't even know that that was his name. I'm going to go back to his name is mentioned, Yahuwah, in the scriptures before this. But I'm going to do a little bit of research on what Abraham called him. I'm actually going to zoom to Genesis 49 or 50 and just see if even Joseph called him that. He calls him Elohim. Joseph calls him Elohim. I'm going back to Genesis. This is still, I'm in the scriptures. Bereshith, which is Genesis chapter 50, the very last, the second to last verse, 25. And Joseph made the children of Yisrael swear, saying, Elohim shall certainly visit you, and you shall bring up my bones from here. This is right before he died. He's calling him Elohim, okay? And I want to see just one more part where Abraham dies. I just want to see. If he also calls him that. And I don't want to hold up your time, and I'm going to have to get off soon before I start coughing uncontrollably. I'm really trying to hold that in right now. Okay. So his name Yahuwah seems to be known because I'm really looking for... Abraham calls him by his name, Yahuwah. I'm looking in Bereshith, aka Genesis chapter 24, verse 3 of the scriptures. So, and this is Abraham making his servant. This is when he was going to find Isaac's wife. He was sending him to this homeland to find him. Yitzchak is his name in Hebrew. So he says in verse 3, this is Abraham speaking as he's placing the hand under, he's having the servant place his hand under his thigh to make this vow to go and find this wife. Verse 3 of the scriptures, so that I make you swear by Yahuwah, the Elohim of the heavens and the Elohim of the earth, that you do not take a wife from my son, from the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell, but go to the land, to my land, and to my relatives, and take a wife from my son Yitzchak, which is Isaac. So, and the servant also calls him this. I'm looking. And Abraham, this is verse 6, and Abraham said unto him, beware lest you take my son back there. Yahuwah, Elohim of the heavens, who took me from my father's house, and from the land of my relatives, and who spoke to me, and swore to me, saying, to your seed I give his land. He sends his messenger before you, and you shall take a wife from my son from there. So he's calling him by his name, Yahuwah, Yahweh, whatever you want to translate that into. He's calling him by his name. So I'm going back to Exodus chapter 6, verse 3. This is God speaking. And I appeared unto Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob as El Shaddai, and by my name, Yahuwah, was not known to them. Okay, sorry, this is where I'm catching myself now in my reading. It's a question mark. So they did know. And I went through all of that just to go back to this verse and find out. So there we go. He knew. I answered my own question after looking through this for like 10 minutes. They knew his name was Yahuwah. They knew his name was El Shaddai. They called him Elohim as well. And he's just questioning. He's just saying they knew who I was. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Or in the scriptures, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Jacob. They knew that he was God. Be still and know that I am God, basically. They knew what he was capable of, even though they too had their moments of faulting. They did. But they were good men of God in terms of their relationship with God and really believing in him, despite, their human nature in some areas of their story. So I'm going back to the King James Version, chapter 6 of Exodus, verse 3. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty, but by my name Jehovah was not known to them. So it's a little different. The scriptures has a question mark. The King James Version has a period. Completely different interpretation with that question mark. Because the period makes it seem like they didn't know his name, but they did. As you can see in the scriptures, it says that they did. I went all the way back to find it. They knew his name was Yahweh, or Yah, if we'll just make it plain and simple. And there was a question mark, he says. So I'm going to go back, and then I'm out of here, guys. Back to the scriptures of Exodus 6, verse 3. And I appeared unto Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob as El Shaddai, and by my name, Yah, was I not known to them? It's a question mark. And then he goes on in verse 4, and I also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their sojournings, in which they have sojourned. So the way that God is speaking here is like, did they not know, who I was? Was I not known to them? In that verse 3. And he's saying it because we all know that these three men, these three generations, from Abraham and downward, all the way to Jacob, they did know. And they walked